I tell my kids, you're going to get good breaks, you're going to get bad breaks. I don't want to hear victimization. Listen, sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't. Head down, fight through it. Nobody wants to hear you whine. LeBron's had some bad breaks in the NBA. Number one, he got drafted by Cleveland. In any sport, that's generally not good news. Number two, he walks into the NBA, and about halfway through it, it becomes a three-point shooting league. He's a forward. That's for wings and guards, right? That's not great for a 6'9.5" freight train. Kevin Durant, after he beats the Warriors, goes to Golden State and creates a dynasty. That's not great. Oh, by the way, he goes to the finals once in Cleveland. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love both get hurt. His second and third best player. He goes to the Lakers, and the front office implodes. He's had some bad breaks he's had to overcome. This year, he got the breaks. The dynasty broke up. The Clippers got knocked out of the playoffs. Anthony Davis is the healthiest for the longest stretch of his entire career. And in the finals, the Miami Heat have kind of fallen apart. He got a young team. Goran Dragic is out. Bam is playing 75, 80%. Finally, LeBron got some breaks. Now, he took advantage of those breaks. He right now leads the Lakers in points, rebounds, assists, and everything. And it is still absolutely remarkable that if you take LeBron off this Laker roster, it's the 2017 New Orleans Pelicans. It's a mismatch of too old, not good enough, disparate, odd, strange parts that sometimes don't look like they should be in the same town together. But he makes it work. He is the leader of the only, singularly only veteran team that did well in the playoffs. Milwaukee folded. Houston folded. The Clippers folded. So it is still absolutely remarkable. But he's had a career drafted by Cleveland. KD goes to the Warriors, becomes a three-point shooting league. Lakers implode when he gets there. Goes to the finals. Kyrie and Kevin Love both get hurt. He's had bad breaks. He's had really bad breaks. This year, he got all of them, and he has taken advantage of them. And last night, with about 6.5 minutes to go, Rondo, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, the veterans who are all elite defenders when they want to be, clamped down on the kids. This was one of the first playoff games that really looked like a non-bubble playoff game. 83-83, it's all even. And LeBron says, all right, I'm going to score or assist on every Laker basket going forward. My entire life, last night, 7 minutes to go, is what playoffs look like. The young, spunky, athletic, fun Miami Heat, the young kids, face AD and LeBron and Rondo, and the grown men, the grown-ups, their body language changes. Their intensity changes with about 6.5 minutes to go, and they are all over the kids. It's like, all right, Dad woke up from his nap. All right, here we go. And the Lakers clamp down. LeBron afterwards, one game away from another championship.
When I woke up from my nap this morning after our team meeting, I just felt that vibe. I felt that pressure. I felt like for me personally, this was one of the biggest games of my career. And just wanted to relay that message to my teammates, the type of zone I was in, the type of moment it was. It's just my mindset, kind of still in it. Obviously, my mind kind of working right now.
One game to go, one more title, third team, fifth head coach to the finals. The greatest professional basketball career, I didn't say player ever, about to be culminated in the bubble. Then he flies home out of the bubble. And hopefully, although it's been done well, we never have to deal with an NBA bubble again. Tristan Thompson has played for almost a decade in the NBA, and he got to 4 straight finals with LeBron, and he is kind enough and nice enough to join us. So I was watching last night, and boy, LeBron and Anthony Davis and Rondo, all those veteran dudes down the stretch, 6 minutes to go, are playing like grown man defense, and their body language changed. And this is why I love the NBA. When the veteran guys, Rondo, is not the same player he was 6 years ago, but he's playing real defense. And I want to ask you about LeBron, though. What is the difference between LeBron I watched last night and the LeBron you played with? Is there a difference to you?
I think LeBron now is more skilled of a player. I think I would say more in Miami. I think his athleticism and his God-gifted ability and talent kind of separate him from everyone in the league. But I think right now LeBron is just more skilled. You know, he didn't really start shooting that shot till 2018 when we played against the Raptors, where he hit like 6 of those. But I think LeBron now is just way more skilled. I think he shoots the ball from 3 much better. He handles the ball much better. And I think, Colin, you even remember, like, there was times where, you know, he would give up some threes back in the day or turn up the ball over with just handling. So his ball handling is way better now, and he's really a point guard out there.
Yeah, no, he really is. So he sent a text message to the team yesterday before the game. I know it's not the first text message he's ever sent to his teammates during a playoff series. Did he send one to you at one point?
Yeah, we actually got a text message after when we were down 3-1 in 2016 to Golden State. We won Game 3 in Cleveland, and then Game 4, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson kept running that 1-2 pick and roll, and literally we weren't able to make the adjustment. So we were down 3-1, and I think it was around like midnight, 12:30. LeBron sends a text message. He says, listen, I know we're down 3-1, but if you don't believe we can win this series, don't come on the plane the next morning, because we had to fly to San Fran. And sure enough, myself and JR, we used some words that are definitely not kid-friendly, but we said, believe, hell yeah, we're going to be there, because we believe we can win. And look what happened.
Are you surprised at all? And I have been. My criticism all year has been, I know LeBron and AD are great, but this is a lot of old guys, you know, past their prime, young guys, Kuzma, I don't always trust. But yet in this finals and in the conference finals, the role players, Rondo's defense last night I thought was sensational late. You know, he's just a dog in these big moments. Have you been surprised at all by the play of the role players in the conference and now NBA finals, Tristan?
Honestly, Colin, I'm not surprised at all, because this just makes me feel back when we were in Cleveland when, you know, whether it was K-Love missing games or Kyrie not playing when we played against the Bulls in Atlanta in 2015. So I remember being KCP. I remember being Rondo, Markieff Morris, Kuzma. I remember being those guys that during the regular season or even beginning the playoffs, they would say, and Colin, you probably said it too, you know, LeBron has Kyrie if he's healthy or K-Love, but, you know, who from those other guys are going to step up? Is it going to be Tristan? Is it going to be Shumpert? Is it going to be JR, Dellavedova? So I remember being these guys, and I think you got to give a lot of credit to Frank Vogel and his staff. I know when I was in Cleveland, we had Phil Handy, who's assistant coach there, that would do all our skill development, where I feel like all year these guys have been working on their skill, keep getting better. You got to give a lot of credit to the players getting their individual work, because in the playoffs, teams are going to game plan for LeBron and AD. It's about who are the other guys that can step up and make big plays. And you saw last night, KCP was huge. If you remember back in the beginning of the season, people were giving KCP hell. That's my guy. They're like, KCP shouldn't be there. Get rid of him. Why did we sign him? Blah, blah, blah. But guess what? Those same people that are saying that now are like, you know what? Thank God for KCP. Yes, we signed him, made big plays for us. And that's what happens. Guys just work on their craft throughout the course of the season, because there's going to be a point in time where their number is called and they have to make big plays.
Yeah, I was one of those critical of KCP. I said he wasn't dependable, but I'll tell you what, he's one of these kids. He does not shy away from taking shots. If LeBron gets him the rock, he will take that shot. And let me say, a lot of guys shrink. I've seen good players, like A players, shrink. KCP he does not shrink. He takes the big shot. He did last night. And Danny Green's a little hot and cold, but I did think Rondo's defense late was great. So what do you think?
It was huge.
Yeah. What do you think this will do for, if they win, they still have a game, they have to win another. What will it do for Anthony Davis's reputation if he has a title now?
Yeah, I think, Colin, me and you were talking about it early in the playoffs, where you know, if you looked at, they even questioned AD's fourth quarter production. And I think for AD in this finals, I feel like it's the braids, because once he got these braids going on, fourth quarter, he's blocking shots, he's attacking the rim, he's showing everyone, he's proving all the naysayers wrong. And me watching last night, honestly, it made me so happy. It felt like I was like his cousin or someone in his family that, you know, like, go out there and show everyone who you really are and what you can do, because everyone questioned if he has it in the fourth quarter, can he make plays? But look what he did. Took the challenge of guarding Jimmy Butler, getting blocked shots, making plays on defensive end, making big shots, a jab step three with, under a minute left. Those are big time player shots. Those are guys that are not afraid of the moment. So those are huge for AD, and I think it's going to change the whole narrative of how people view AD, and the kid's working. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people are, because I think he's a really well-liked guy in the league, but he's had some injury issues. It's interesting. Let's say they win. Mm-hmm. Avery Bradley opted out. I don't think LeBron was overwhelmingly happy with that. I don't know what's going to happen going forward, but it's not a big free agent year. It's not going to be a very good draft. Do you think, you know the way LeBron thinks. He's always tinkering. He's always tweaking. If they win the title, do you think we'll see the exact same Laker team next year? Will LeBron tinker a little bit? What do you think we'll see? What do you think he would need next year to be satisfied going into a season?
Well, I think, let's say they win. I think if I was LeBron, I think you look at your roster and you look at what you're going to go against next year. The guys in San Francisco, they got a number 2 pick.
Yeah.
They can trade it to get another dominant player. More than likely, they're going to try to get a big that can make plays, but also play hard on both ends of the floor. So they're coming in with that, with Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay. So you got to kind of look at your Laker roster and say, okay, how can we match up with this Golden State team? Yes, we give a lot of credit to, Clippers are great, but listen, the Splash Brothers, you got to kind of form your team where you're able to match up well against them. So I think for LeBron, I feel like they have the right guards, and Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee have done their part. I think if they're going to do any tweaks, it'll be very minor ones. I don't think it's going to be drastic where you're going to go in and grab a third star, especially with the cap and free agency. It's going to be tough, because you're going to have to do a signing trade, so there's a lot of logistics. So I think for LeBron, it's how can we tweak a couple things, maybe get another playmaker with Rondo, or maybe some shooting. But I think that's kind of the room that they have. So who knows? But I think you got to form a team that can compete against the Golden State Warriors.
That's good stuff. Tristan Thompson, 9 years, 4 titles with LeBron. We're getting close to another one. It's remarkable. LeBron's going to potentially win. 5th head coach gets to the finals. 5th head coach. You know what? We only have a minute left. I thought Vogel was great in the last 6 minutes last night. Vogel basically said, LeBron, you're the offense. Pick and roll it for 6 minutes. And people may not love that. I thought Vogel had a good night last night. Your thoughts?
No, Vogel was great last night. I think Vogel made the adjustments from Game 3. I think Game 3, Spoelstra threw some wrinkles in there that he wasn't prepared for, and I think that's part of being a great coach in our league, where you can make adjustments game by game. Coaching, some coaches are stubborn. I played with some stubborn coaches who were like, just play harder. No, you got to make the adjustments. And Vogel realized, you know what? I'm going to go with my OG veterans. Rondo, I know you haven't scored, but I know you're creating plays by rebounding and running the offense. LeBron, you're the point guard, and you're going to make plays. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. When it's the last 4 minutes, it's, okay, put the ball in my best players' hands, the guys that I trust on the floor. Yes, Danny Green's been a starter this whole season, but guess what? I need Rondo in the game because of what he can do on both ends of the floor and create. And he made a big play. And that comes to coaching and believing in what works. So I give a lot of credit to Vogel. Vogel, I've always had a lot of respect for him, and I think people probably question the hiring, but listen, they're eating their words right now.
Yeah, great stuff, Tristan. I love having you on the show, buddy. Thanks again.
No, thanks for having me. I love being on.
Thanks. Tristan Thompson. It's interesting when you watch the game last night, like Vogel lets his assistants coach. Jason Kidd's over there, and he's tweaking with the players, and he's talking with the guy, and Vogel's nowhere to be seen. He's letting his assistants coach. But it is important, like Tristan said. There are coaches that are just play harder. And I thought with about 7 minutes to go, I was going crazy on Twitter. I'm like, okay, LeBron and AD, LeBron needs to now, along with AD, touch the ball every time for the next 7 minutes. Nothing against Rondo. He shot some nice threes against Denver. This is not Denver.
Big time moments are meant for big time players.
Yeah, this is not Denver. This is the finals.
Yes.
You win this game, you're going to win a title. Like, this is not Denver. This is not, no. I don't care what Rondo did against Denver. I don't want Rondo shooting threes. By the way, Rondo's a good rebounder, good defender. He got a layup at the end. He's not shooting threes. Like, these are moments, these classic, like, biggest drive in the NFL, 17th, 18th hole in a major. You use the club you can trust. You called the play for the quarterback where he's best, and LeBron, Vogel just said, next 6.5 minutes, we're doing pick and rolls, you run the offense, and LeBron, 83 all, either scored or assisted on every bucket rest of the way. That's good coaching.